Oh my, UFC 319 might be as stacked as you can get a card with only one title fight. Let's start off. We got Elliott versus Asakura. Asakura has only one fight in the UFC, and it was against Pantoja, and he didn't look horrible. So I think Kai Asakura is going to get the job done versus Tim Elliott, and he's going to be right back up in the rankings, probably a couple fights away from the title shot. The second fight on the main card is Jared Cannonier versus Michael Venom Page. This is an interesting fight. Some Michael Venom Page fights are insane, and some are super boring. I think this one might be one of the more boring ones, as Michael Venom Page just sits and waits for a counter. Either he knocks Cannonier out early, or it's going to be dancing around for 15 minutes. I think Michael Venom Page is going to get it done, but I have zero idea how it's actually going to play out. One of the fights I'm most hyped for is Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates. Welterweight might be the most stacked division as far as true contenders for the title. I think they have between 8 and 10 true guys that can actually win the belt. And I think Carlos Prates is one of them, and Ian Gary is actually insanely elite, and that Carlos Prates is still a super hyped up prospect. I think Carlos Prates gets it done by KO, probably in the second or third round, and I think he's right back up there, 1 fight away, 2 fights away from a title shot. Lerone Murphy versus Aaron Pico is the co-main. I think this is going to be another case of welcome to the UFC Bellator fighter. I think Lerone Murphy is going to dominate Aaron Pico. There's levels to this game, and UFC is so high above Bellator, you can't come over and compete. Lerone Murphy, it might be a decision, but it's going to be a dominant one. In the main event, one of the most hyped up fights of the year, Dricus Du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. We have one of the most dominant champs that you just don't understand how he's so good versus the most dominant contender we've ever seen in the UFC, who's never lost a fight in his life. And I think that's going to stay. Khamzat Chimaev will get the job done versus Dricus, and we'll have a new middleweight champion. The only thing I'm worried about is how active Khamzat's going to be. I don't want another champion that doesn't fight for a whole nother year.